So I'm out here with Turtle, and you've been out here for how long?
For 7 years.
For 7 years. And what has your experience been like out here?
It's been rough. The first few months, I wasn't even sure like really like what to do or like who to be with or like it was really rough. I'm out here because I put my mom's tenancy at risk, where I was an alcoholic, and I almost got my mom and I kicked out onto the streets. But versus both of us on the streets, I told the landlord to keep my mom there, and I'll go. And then I've been out here kind of since. Mom's still doing good, but it's been up and down. Yeah, one thing that I'm very proud of is I never stolen from any homeless person, or for any person for that matter out here the whole time I've been out here. Someone taught me how to recycle, dumpster dive, and getting the things I got, and even the nice things I got is from recycling. But now it's getting kind of old. It seemed kind of fun in the beginning, It kind of got the best of me though, and I'm ready to get back on my own 2 feet. I used to work for Samsung and Bose, so I'm very well customer inclined and very savvy when it comes to technology. I even had a hustle too, where I helped a lot of the homeless out here get their pandemic unemployment, and I helped a lot of individuals out here get their income return, the tax returns, which for me it's just kind of easy to do because I've done it for a while, and then others that's never been on payroll and never really done work, or they got work and don't know how to retrieve their W-4 forms or W-2 forms. I've helped them with,
So beyond that, how easy or hard is it to make money out here, or at least enough money to get by?
Before recycling, I would cash out recycling. It'd be like maybe $20, and that was barely enough. That was before inflation. Now I got more push. My girlfriend and I used to both do recycling together, but she recently got injured and had surgery. She flatlined a couple times, and that was kind of scary. And then that kind of pushed me to push harder, and now I do like $80 to $100 cashing out on recycling. So I'm doing better on recycling, but that's still like the days I recycle are like 2 to 3 days out of the week. I average like about maybe $300 a week at the most, and even that it's not enough. I got 4 cats to feed. They kind of eat first before I do.
Cats, huh?
Yeah, we got 4 cats. We had a lot more cats before we got this RV. We had a huge secluded area behind the storage business, between the freeway and the storage, and we had a key to this cast iron gate that would let us in.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had kind of like a privacy, and it was like a full acre to ourselves. And we had at one time, at the most, we had 33 cats.
Wow.
I know, 33 cats.
What do you do with so many?
Well, we didn't fall under the correct zip code for the low-cost spay and neuter program.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to do it all on our own. We had to get them forever homed. We got them domesticated ourselves. I actually built this place back there. It's called Kitty Playland, where it was like fencing from, like, you see the fencing company. We had pieces of that in like a big octagon-like shape, and had a lot of cat scratchers in there, and getting them like at 4 weeks old, you could wean them off the mother. You start feeding them gruel, and then you add water to the dry food to mix it soft, and you add less and less water to the dry food, and then at 8 weeks old, you could then start looking for a forever home. They're fully weaned off the mother. And it was sad moments too, where I even had a pet cemetery back there. I believe even pets should rest in peace. And a survival rate of baby kittens is like 30% survival rate. So there was a lot of baby deaths. They would have like the fading cat syndrome is what you call it, and nothing you can do about it.
There's one thing you can do, actually. Put them on the grill and eat them. Am I right?
Yeah, that's in China, maybe.
I mean, personally, I mean, I hate to sound like I'm cruel or something. I know you love cats, but I mean, I think I could eat a cat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I could enjoy it. Like, as long as it's not like, you
You're
know.
joking, right?
No, I'm not kidding. Like if I go to a restaurant and I see mittens, kittens, and little baby kittens on the menu, I might go with mittens. I might choose mittens to eat, or maybe I'll choose, some other cat. I mean, as long as like the cat is named, I think I'd be a lot more comfortable eating them, because then it's like you really know what you're getting into. Like
I think I would starve
you know
before
it.
that happened. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
You don't think you would eat a cat even like for like the experience?
No way. That's why I say to you earlier, but my cats eat before I do, you know? Like, we just have a huge heart for cats, for animals, that factor,
Really?
period, yeah.
So like let's say like climate change gets really bad and it changes in the opposite direction, so the earth freezes. Who would eat first? Like if it came down to it, would you let your cats eat you, or would you eat your cats?
I think I might die.
Really?
Yeah.
So you really love your cats that much?
Yeah.
So you really just, it's off the table. You'd never eat them.
Oh, yeah, off the table, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What about like an octopus?
I've had octopus.
It's pretty good, huh?
It's kind of weird. It's gross. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's not the best, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's an experience, right?
Comes to like, other than like beef, I love cocktail shrimp. It's pretty weird, but even that I can't have anymore.
So what about like dogs?
Nah, couldn't do it.
Coyote?
No,
Bear?
no,
No bear?
no. I've had ostrich. I've had bison, but that's probably the most. Yeah, I've had shark.
That's good stuff. Shark is good stuff right
It
there.
is good, yeah.
So how old are you, good sir?
I'm 45.
45? What's the lowest point in your life?
The lowest point in my life?
Yeah, like the absolute lowest moment where you're like, wow, this is really just horrible. Like I feel horrible. Like I feel depressed. I feel down. I wish I had guidance, but there's no one to guide me. Like what was that experience like for you?
When I was hanging out with an ex-girlfriend of mine, I don't want to say her name, but she was doing what they call black, which is heroin, and just being around someone, a lot, and then eventually, I said fuck it, and I would then try it out, and then it got worse and worse, and then I was like getting sick, and then I was even to the point where I was on a bus stop bench and in pain, and then I had to call my cousin to help me, and my cousin came and rescued me. Not only my cousin, but my girlfriend also made me choose, and I chose my girlfriend, which you met. Yeah, I'm very grateful that I'm not doing that no more. That was very painful.
So you quit
Yeah.
and now you're all sober?
No, I'm not all sober.
Daytime?
I'm more of like a weekend warrior, if anything,
A weekend daytime warrior?
Yeah, weekend daytime warrior.
So just meth on the weekends?
Just yeah, a little bit of meth on the weekends, smoke weed,
But you
Yeah.
keep it tame, you keep it under control.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, who knows? I guess I can't really speak on that kind of stuff because I don't have personal experience. But like that stuff is crazy. Like, they say once you go black, you never go back. Because, once you start using, those types of hard drugs like that, like, heroin and stuff, like meth, all that stuff, how do you stop yourself once you really like start to enjoy it? Because now your entire dopamine system has been altered. Like you're used to feeling good when you're using meth.
I've been in recovery several times too, though. I've also been married, and then at the time I was married, I was actually clean for 4 years. Didn't do nothing, not nothing. I was a straight arrow square. Then the divorce got me all fucked up, and that also what's got me back. So depression could get the best of me. My depression can make me get the best of my stupid thinking working. But I'm trying to keep my head held high and stay positive, and I'll rise above all this. And this is just a temporary situation, and
So your divorce, was that the woman that you were doing hard drugs with, or that was someone else?
that was someone else. That was before my ex. Yeah.
Was she the love of your life? Like, did you think that at least?
Yeah, I did.
So you were in love?
Yeah, of course. If I was married, yeah, of course I was in love, but I fell out of love quickly too, because, you know, she cheated on me, but whatever, whatnot. That's all water under the bridge, and I'm just moving forward from that. That's my past.
Ooh.
That's not determining who I am today. You know.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Like, that sounds like a horrible thing. Like, you love someone? Like, were you still in love while she was cheating on you?
Yeah, for a little bit longer, but not much longer. Yeah, it kind of like snapped me out of like that real quick because of with one of my best friends and all that too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he wasn't one of your best friends then?
No, he wasn't.
Did he do it and then tell you right away?
No, she told me.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, man. So that really must have been like 2 in 1. Like, you know, you say best friend, like people throw around that word a lot, but like if that was really your best friend, like you're truly, you know, what you thought at least was your best friend, and then he, you know, of course, had silly, nasty time with your wife. Now you just lost your female best friend and your male best friend. So now it's like you're losing 2 things at once. And then at that point, you're probably thinking like, okay, well, maybe cats are my best friend at this point. Because look, the cats can't provide for you. They can't feed you. They can't do anything like that. They might even scratch you if they get hangry, right? But at the least, the cat cannot hurt you emotionally.
No, but the cats can also be a healer, you know, when it's cold. They generate a lot of heat, and they're like a blanket. One time I've had like almost like a dozen cats all on me, you know, in the wintertime, you know, just keeping me warm. So cats did better than what they did, you know, by far.
That's true. And like, can we call him out? Like, can we call out the dude that slept with your wife? Let's call him out. Like, he deserves a shout out. Like,
no, I'm not gonna. Plus, that's in Kansas, you know. That was in Kansas when all that happened.
What happens in Kansas stays in Kansas.
Yeah.
That's the old-fashioned saying, huh, about Kansas.
Yeah.
But like, nah, seriously, dude, like people need to know who he is, like first name, last name, his age, his address, because everyone needs to stay away from him and understand, like, you do not want to be this guy's quote unquote best friend, because that's like the path to hell right there, becoming this guy's best friend. Am I right?
Yeah.
Because that's pretty evil. Like, I've heard that in the movies and stuff, and like, oh yeah, Gavin Newsom might have like had some silly fun time with one of his friends' wives or something like that. Maybe it was like a campaign manager or something like that. Like, I've heard of that stuff, but like, it's always just like mind-boggling to me, like to think that might actually happen to someone, like straight up, like you're in love with someone, and then all of a sudden, like they straight up like are sleeping with what you thought was your best friend, you know, like that is too, like, that is too horrible, and that's just like why, you know, cats, like, they could never really hurt you like that. You know, but at the same time, they can't provide for you, you know, that you can't tell your deepest thoughts to a cat, but at the same time, the cat can't take your deepest thoughts and then utilize it to emotionally manipulate you to make you feel horrible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, which I'll give a shout out. His name is Ryan Rollman, and he works at Target still in Kansas. I'm not sure if he's still working at which one was it? Which Target was that he was working at? God, I forget the name. It was right next to Derby. I lived in Wichita, and next to Wichita is Derby, and then there's also I forget the name. It's right there. It's right next to Derby though. He works at a Target out there. Ryan Roman. He's still a piece of shit, I'm sure. Which I found out eventually that she dumped him too, because he's a fucking dirtbag, you know, he's a cheater. But still, like, what's done is done, so fuck them both, you know what I mean? They're both dirtbags, eh? Yeah, even she's a dirtbag. Yeah.
So how do you spell his last name?
Roman is like Rohlman. I think he actually moved on to some other like sales position. He's a good salesperson. That's why he could probably, you know, shoot the shit and like convince women and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
He has good riz, is what you're saying?
Yeah, he got good fucking gift of gab or whatever. Yeah.
That's wild. How old is he? About around your age?
He was younger than me, like a lot younger than me. Like he's probably like in his mid or late 30s.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna give him a shout out on this so people know not to be his friend, because you know what they say, like when you cheat with cheaters, you get cheated, because like what goes around comes around. If you're gonna like be around people who steal, like let's say you want to rob a bank with your friends, right, or what you think are your friends, well, you might make, you know, $1 billion, but then they're gonna steal your $1 billion. You know what I'm saying? Like if you steal with stealers, they're gonna steal from you, and if you cheat with cheaters, you're gonna get cheated on too. So it's just like you gotta stay away from this guy, Ryan, right?
Yeah, and like that's why I just like what you're saying. Like people throw around that word best friend a lot. You know what I mean? And really, to be a friend, you gotta know how to be a friend. You know what I mean? If you want to keep friends too, you gotta like, I don't know, like it takes one to be one, and you know what I mean? Unless you know how to be a friend, you ain't gonna have no friends. Really.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, for some people, it's like it can be hard to know how to come off. For other people, they know exactly how to come off, and they manipulate that. You know what I'm saying? Like some people are master manipulators, and that's just like the trick of life, is like knowing what's real, what's fake, because that's the name of the game. Manipulation is the political system. Manipulation is a lot of the social institutions. Manipulation is how a lot of people operate. So you have to look at someone and be like, yo, what's going on here? You know, is this guy gonna use me to sleep with my wife, or is he gonna play a game with me, or what's gonna happen here? Because ultimately, what happens in Kansas doesn't just stay in Kansas. You know, it affects everyone, and that's some real toxic stuff. So I'm sorry, man.
No, it's all right. You're gonna be sorry.
Like this video, I mean, I hope it goes viral, and I hope everyone hears about Ryan, right? Because like that's
But
just
ultimately,
horrible.
this interview was really to like know that like not all homeless out here can like, I can't speak for all homeless, and like I definitely don't want to be the reason why homeless get like ousted and like treated the way that we do, you know. But there are a lot of homeless that are dirtbags and that will steal from one another and that will portray to be your friend and they're not, stab you in the back at the end, you know. And also like the city or whatnot posting these abatement signs, and a lot of the homeless don't even know what the word abatement means, you know. Which the word abatement, if you look that word up, that's not what we are, you know what I mean? It's like abatement is like a really nasty word, you know what I mean? If you look at the definition for abatement, that's like disregarding of like the unwanted, and in many other ways it means like really bad, horrible things, you know what I mean? That word abatement, and that's not what we are about, you know what I mean? It's like to throw away with, to be rid of, you know. And I forget, there's so many other ways that I can describe the word abatement, but I don't really want to get into that. We should really like be treated for each individual as their own person. If a person deserves what they deserve, then all right, be rid of, you know what I mean? But if we're not bothering nobody, if we're not like interrupting anyone's life, or fucking anybody off, or if we're not like disrupting somebody from moving forward in life too or whatever, but then why mess with us, you know what I mean? Why bother us? We're not bothering you. We're not making a mess or making it look blight, you know what I mean? This is lightly blight, but not, you know, I could get this cleaned up in a matter of minutes. Yeah, so I've been out here for too long already now, and hopefully housing comes around. Which the number one pet peeve for a person keeping a job is their punctuality, and that's the number one pet peeve for a boss. And to get myself ready, feeling good about myself, good self-esteem, going to work, it's hard to do that when you're out here, when you got to go and fetch the water and then make the fire and then get ready and all that done. It's like 2 hours go by, you know. Sure, it's going to be like a setting myself up for failure trying to get a job. Well, I'm always going to be late. So if I had housing, I would be on time. I'd have my alarm clock working, you know. So that's where then I will get back on my feet when I get housing.
So you think that's something that you want to do, is start a job and just, you know, live that lifestyle?
Yeah, which I had before, you know what I mean? I got over 10 years in customer service, retail. I was a Samsung rep. I worked for Bose. I worked for Lexus. I've had a job. I kept a job. And then me being laid off, and then getting drunk, you know, my substance abuse and alcoholism almost put my mother's tenancy at risk. And I saw that, and so I removed myself from that equation, and mom got to stay, and I'm out here, you know. That was a better way, better fit, me being selfless. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. So, I mean, look, if there was like a program, let's say in theory, where it's like there's a massive skyscraper that's built in downtown San Jose, for instance, or maybe Milpitas, or, you know, any of these cities around here, where it's like basically it's a massive skyscraper. It's like massive, you know, just like bam. And then in that skyscraper, basically you get like a space that's like about this size, like about the size of this trailer or that trailer or that trailer, like, you know, about the size of a trailer like this. And basically, you know, you live there with, you know, your girlfriend, right, at this point for you, right? And the conditions of living here are basically like you work 40 hours a week or any sort of time, maybe 20, who knows, like you work on a schedule. Like every morning you get on a bus and you go out to a field to work, you know, doing recycling sometimes, working in a field picking strawberries or planting strawberries, you know, agricultural things, maybe laying lines like irrigation lines, maybe you're doing construction, or maybe like you talked about before, customer service.
A routine, building a routine, a healthy routine, or
Yeah, but basically, like,
pattern.
what if the government was to like actually provide the housing, but then also provide the work, basically, so it's guaranteed work in a way, but it's also on a conditional basis of, okay, to live here, there's no rent for now, but what we're gonna do is we have you work 20 hours a week, based on demand. So that could be recycling, that could be agriculture, which, you know, is a very wide industry.
I've had something similar like that, which was I was in a 6-month intensive stay-in drug program called Salvation Army, and I had to live there, and we had to wake up early in the morning and work, which people do donations at the ARC, the Adult Rehabilitation Center, which we work either the soft lines closed or the bric-a-brac, which is like the hard lines, you know, the that are not closed, and we'd get like a gratuity. Like actually, what it was only $20 a week, a gratuity, and you live there for free. You get rehabilitated, and from Salvation Army is when I kept my sobriety and was clean for 4 years, and then I moved away after the graduation. After I graduated Salvation Army, then I went to Kansas. Well, first I went to Arizona, then Kansas, then Texas. Then I tripped out and went to New York and Philly, and then back to Kansas, got divorced, got homesick. Now here I am. That short versus short, you know?
It was Ryan, dude. It was Ryan who ruined everything, huh?
Yeah.
Like, that's such a tough blow, man. I mean, like, not being in
But
love
he didn't.
is
It
one
was a blessing
thing.
in disguise, you know what I mean? I would have never met my girlfriend now, Jennifer, you know? She taught me how to be strong out here, and how to survive and not be weak-minded, and not being, also she taught me also to not be so nice to everybody, and because you know, there's a price to pay when you're too kind, you know. People take advantage of that a lot, you know, and so sometimes I'm a little bit of an asshole, but not all the time. Probably one of the best assholes you can know, you know.
You don't seem like an asshole. But let me ask you this, like, would you rather not be in love? Like, so you're like 46, right?
45.
Oh, 45, okay. So would you rather not be in love until, when did you meet your current girlfriend?
October 22nd, we were together for 5 years.
Okay. So would you rather be not in love for like those 40 years of your life before you met her? Like no love, no nothing, no lust, no sex, no
No.
girlfriends, none of that? So that also means no heartbreak. Like, so basically you're having none of that stuff. You're having no heartbreak at all, but like no sex, no girlfriends, no cuddling, no kissing at all, for those 40 years of your life, just absolutely none of it? Or would you rather have those things as you had them, but then you still have your heart broken by Ryan?
I wouldn't have changed nothing. I wouldn't have changed nothing. You know, it's God's will. You know, I'm a Christian, and I feel that everything happens for a reason, and I'm just where I need to be right now. Whether it's God's plan or I don't know whose plan, but I'm still alive. I woke up today. I'm blessed. You know what I mean? I'm breathing, and I woke up with the appetite I ate and the little things, you know. So I wouldn't have changed nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
So basically what you're saying is that being in love and being heartbroken is better than just not being in love and just being lonely.
F that. No, I didn't. I would probably be a neo maxi dweebo if I would have had no lust, no love, no girlfriends, or none of that. Then I would have been like a nerd, probably a millionaire, a nerd, but none of that. I'd rather be broke as fuck and then have that, you know?
Really?
Yeah.
So you're saying that if you had no lust, no girlfriends, none of that, you would be a millionaire?
Who knows? Maybe, you know? But then again, that would be a straight loser neo maxi dweebo and shit. Probably.
What is that word?
Neo maxi dweebo. It's on the movie Breakfast Club. If you watch
okay.
Breakfast Club, yeah. You know John Bender on that movie, the bad seed or whatever. He calls this nerd on there a neo maxi dweebo. You just gotta watch it. It's a comedy movie by John Hughes. You know, it's a good movie.
Fascinating. Wow, so that's really deep right there. So like, it's basically just
Not my
like
quote,
that.
someone else's quote, but
No, the whole thing is fascinating. Like, just the whole concept of like, you know, being in love but being heartbroken versus just being like lonely and like, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
That's an interesting contrast. So again, look, I'm calling out Ryan because even if you would rather keep things the way they are, you know, with the heartbreak because of Ryan,
Yeah, he's still a piece of shit. Yeah.
he's still an evil dude.
The women that think that they're in love with him should know that he's a piece of shit. You know.
That's wild. I mean, here's a crazy thing though. A lot of people are going to look at Ryan now and be like, wow, I want to get with him because look, he's hard to get. If he's going around playing games with people, he's a homewrecker too. Like, that means he's like a high target. He's a bad boy. Like, now people might be like, oh, I want to try to tame Ryan because that's the game, is like you want to tame him. You want to make Ryan, who's a bad boy, who can't behave himself. He can't keep his thing in his pants, right? So he's hard to get. He's hard to tame. So now I want to try to tame Ryan because if I can tame Ryan, I can tame anyone. It's the thrill of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, some
That's
people like
interesting.
that. They like that, you know?
Yeah.
But like, at the same time, it's like, again, if they like that, that means they're one of those people. They're one of those people that are going to hang out with stealers and get stolen from. They're going to hang out with cheaters and get cheated on. And that's why Ryan is like, he's in a bad place for himself, you know? Like, I'm sure there's his own ancestors looking down at him and being like, what are you doing? Like, you know, that's just the crazy thing. But look, man, I really appreciate you talking to me. I really appreciate it. You did a really good job. I hope the best for you. I hope that Ryan like watches this and feels bad. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be really interesting if this got to Ryan. Wow, I'd be shocked. But yeah.
So like, send a message to him. Like, what do you want to tell him?
I got nothing to say to him, dude.
Nothing to say?
To him, yeah.
Give him silence.
Yeah, I got nothing to say to him, dude.
Thank you very much, good sir.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I hope you have a great day.